Hello dear students, welcome to the third part of chapter 1 number system. Students, as you all know that in the first part of the chapter what we have studied, we have covered all the basic definition that you have studied in your previous classes also, okay? And after that in part 2 we have covered a topic rational number where we have learned that how we can represent any rational number on the number line, okay? And then we have covered that how we can find some rational numbers between two rational numbers. Like if the question is there that find 50 rational numbers or 100 rational numbers between two rational numbers, so that method also we have studied, okay? On the basis of these topics we have covered the exercise 1.1 in the previous part, that is in part 2, okay? Now the topic for today is what? The topic for today is irrational number. Irrational number. So basically what is an irrational number? This I have told you previously also, means in part 1 I have given you the definition about irrational number. What is an irrational number? The numbers which cannot be represented into the form of P by Q. The numbers which cannot be represented into the form of P by Q, where Q should not equal to 0, okay? This definition I have told you, and one more definition I have told you, that the decimals which are non-terminating and non-repeating type, okay? So if the decimals are like which are non-terminating, non-repeating, that are also irrational numbers, and the numbers which cannot be written in the form of P by Q, that type of numbers are also irrational numbers, are known as an irrational numbers, okay? And what are the some examples that we have studied about an irrational number? Like under root 2, under root 3, under root 5, under root 7, okay? This type of numbers are an irrational number, okay? This type of numbers are irrational numbers. So what we are going to study under this topic, firstly we will learn that how we can prove any number that is an irrational number. Like if suppose the question is like that, prove that under root 2 is an irrational number. So how we will prove that under root 2 is an irrational number? This type of question we will see, okay? Two methods are there to show, both method I will tell you, and after that we will see that how we can represent irrational numbers on the number line, okay? How we can represent irrational numbers on the number line, that also we will learn. So firstly let us see the topic, let us see the proving of an irrational number, okay? So under this heading we will see an example question. The question is like that, prove that under root 2 is an irrational number. Prove that under root 2 is an irrational number. So this is the question, and let us see that how we can prove it, that it is an irrational number. So students, we know that in the definition of irrational number, that irrational numbers are the decimals which are non-terminating and non-repeating type, they are irrational numbers. So if we show the value of this square root 2 is in the decimal of the type non-terminating, non-repeating, then it will be proved that it is an irrational number, okay? So how we will find out the value of under root 2, okay? The value of under root 4 is what? The value of under root 4 is what? It is 2. We know very well the square of 2 is 4, okay? Basically it is plus 2 and minus 2 both. Plus 2 square is also 4 and minus 2 square is also 4, okay? So we can say that the value of 4 under root 4 is what? 2 plus minus 2, okay? So is this number is an irrational number? No, it is not an irrational number, because the value of this under root 4 is a terminating type of decimal. Okay, it is 2.0 na, so it is terminating type decimal. Okay, so it is not an irrational number. So how we can find the value of any square root? Okay, this you have studied in your previous classes, the method to find the value of a square root term. Okay, but here I am going to remind you once again that how we can find. Okay, by division method. So we have to find the square root of 2. So students, just focus that how I am going to find out. Okay, so we have to write here such a number whose multiplication with the same number should not be greater than this 2. It should be either equal to 2 or less than 2. Okay, so if we write here 2, then 2 2s are 4, it will be greater than this 2. So I have written here 1, so that 1 into 1 will be 1. Okay, and after that we will subtract it here, 2 minus 1, that is 1, and again this number is added by itself, so 1 plus 1, that is 2. Okay, now you can see that after this 2 no number is there. So what we can do, we can apply this decimal point, and after that in pair we can increase 0. Okay, in pair only. So if I have put here decimal point, so here it will also be a decimal point. Now we have to write here a number such that whose multiplication with the same digit should not be greater than this 100. This 20 will come here. Okay, so if I will write 5 here, suppose if I have written 5 here, then 25 5s are, it will be 125. So it is greater than 100, and I have told you what, that it should not be greater than this number. Okay, so what number we will write here, what digit we will write here? We will write 4. We will write the digit 4. Okay, now you can see 24 4s are, that is 96. So we will subtract it. 100 minus 96, that is 4. Okay, and this 4 will be added. So 24 plus 4, that is 28. Okay, and since we have put the decimal point already, so we can increase the zeros in the pair. Okay, we can increase the zeros in the pair. Now again we have to write here a digit such that when we multiply the whole number with that digit, so it should not be greater than 400. So what digit we will write? If we write here 2, then multiply 282 by 2, so it will greater than 400. So what digit we will write? We will write 1. Okay, so it is 281. Now we have to subtract it, and here 1 we have to add, so it will be 282. Okay, and here 10 minus 1, that is 9. 9 minus 8, that is 1. Okay, and here it is 3 minus 2, that is 1. Again in the pair of, we can increase the pair of 0, so it will be 11,900. Okay, students, again we have to write such a number whose multiplication should not be greater than this. Okay, if we write here number 5, then the multiplication of that will be greater than this number, so we have to write here 4. Okay, so just multiply 4. 4 4s are 16, 4 2s are 8 and 1 9, 4 8s are 32, carry 3, 4 2s are 8 and 3 11. Okay, so 10 minus 6 4, 9 minus 9 that is 0. Okay, and 9 minus 8 minus 2, that is 6, and then it is cancel out. Okay, again 20 will be increased, and again we can add this to 28, and 28 will be there. Students, further we can continue this procedure at least till 6 to 7 digits of the number, means after the decimal 6 to 7 digits should be there. Okay, and we will observe then after we will observe that the value of under root 2, the value of under root 2 is of the type non-terminating non-terminating and non-repeating. Okay, you will follow this method, you will continue this method till 6 to 7 places of decimal. Okay, and you will observe that it is non-terminating and non-repeating type. So it is proved that under root 2 is an irrational number. So when you will find it, you will get the value of under root 2 is what? The value of under root 2 you will get 1.414213 and so on, like this. Okay, which we can say simply that it is non-terminating and non-repeating type of decimal. So it is proved that under root 2 is an irrational number. So students, like this, by this method, okay, we can represent, we can show any number that it is an irrational number. Okay, so this is the first method. This is the first method to show any rational number, any number is an irrational number. Now we are going to see the second method. Before that, pause the video and note it down. The second method is the method which we can use in class 10th also. Okay, means this method, the second method, can use in class 10th also. And yes, in class 10th also the question is like that, prove that under root 2 is an irrational number or under root 5 is an irrational number. Okay, so there we can apply this method also. Okay, so it is better that to understand here. Okay, now, and how we will prove that under root 2 is an irrational number? We will prove by contradictory method. Contradictory method means what? We have to show that under root 2 is an irrational number, but we will suppose that it is a rational number. Okay, and after that, at some step in the last, we will be wrong that under root 2 is a rational number. So finally it is going to be proved that it is an irrational number. Let us see that how we can prove it. So firstly we will suppose that let under root 2 is a rational number. Okay, let under root 2 is a rational number. So if it is a rational number, so it can be written in the form of P by Q, where Q should not be equal to 0. P and Q are integers, and also, see, in the definition of rational number, I have told you two very important points. That if a number can be written in the form of P by Q, then it is a rational number. Okay, there I have told you two important points, that P and Q should be integers, and also they are co-prime, means they can have their highest common factor as 1. I have told you that if the number is written like 2 upon 6, then it is not a proper rational number. Okay, because numerator and denominator should have the highest common factor as 1. So it can be simplified. 2 upon 6 can be written as 1 by 3. So it is a proper rational number. Means what? Means that numerator and denominator, yani ki P and Q, can have the highest common factor as 1. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे हम लोग क्या लिखेंगे? ठीक है, इंटीजर्स वाली बात यहाँ पे बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज व्हाट? दैट P and Q can have their highest common factor, means what? HCF as 1. Okay, so P and Q can have their highest common factor as 1. So we have to see this. ठीक है, now so under root 2 can be written in the form of P by Q, where Q should not be equal to 0, and P and Q can have their HCF as 1, highest common factor as 1. Now students, can we simplify it? So if we simplify it, so what we will get? So now what we can do, just square both side, squaring both side. So what we will get? We will get under root 2 square is equal to P square upon Q square, like this. Okay, now you can see that under root 2 square will be what? It is 2. Okay, under root 2 square will be what? It is 2, and here it is P square upon Q square. Okay, after that students, we can shift this Q square in the left hand side. So what we will get? We will get Q square, 2Q square is equal to P square, like this. Okay, if we shift this 2 in the right hand side, then what we will get? We will get Q square is equal to P square upon 2, or we can write it like P square upon 2 is equal to Q square. Means what? Only I have shifted left hand side, I have written here, right hand side I have written here, and left hand side I have written here. Now you can see that since under root 2 is a rational number that we have supposed, and P and Q are what? P and Q are integers. In the rational number, P and Q are integers. So you can see students that this 2 is dividing this P square. Okay, this 2 is dividing this P square, and after that we will get an integer. So it means that 2 is the factor of P square. Then we get integer. Here you can see that when we divide this P square by 2, so we are getting what? We are getting an integer number, that is Q square. Okay, so it means what? Like one example I am going to give you. Like suppose 16 is there. Okay, and we are dividing this 16 by 2. So what we will get? We will get 8, which is an integer number. Okay, so if any integer is divided by 2 and we get another integer, positive integer, it means that it is the factor of that. Okay, so it means that 2 is the factor of 16. Okay, 2 is factor of 16, because when we divide this number by 2, so we can get an integer. Okay, we can get as an integer. So it means that 2 is the factor of this number. Okay, in the same manner, here it is 16. What is the square root of 16? That is 4. If 4 is also divided by 2, then again we will get an integer number. Okay, so what I want to say here, I want to say that after this step you can write that 2 is factor of P square. We can say this. Okay, and if 2 is the factor of P square, then we can write that 2 is factor of P also. Okay, 2 is factor of P also. This also we can say. So if there is any number at the place of P, so we can say, suppose if 12 is there at the place of P, 12 is there, so we can say that 12 can be written as 2 into 6. If 14 is there, we can say that 14 can be written as 2 into 7. If 20 is there, so we can say that 20 can be written as 10 into 2. Okay, 2 into 10. But if any number is there P, then how we can write it in the form of 2? We can then, in that case, since it is not a number, it is a variable, you can say. So at this place, at the place of P, okay, how we can represent this P in the form of 2? So we will take another constant as K. Okay, if there is any number at the place of P, so we can write that number in the form of 2 directly, okay, by using the number. But P is what number? We don't know about that. So we will write the P in form of any constant. Okay, so how we will write that? Let P is equal to 2K, another constant we have taken. So if p is 2k, suppose this is an equation number 1, okay. So if p is equal to 2k, so we can put at the place of p 2k. 2k square upon 2 is equal to q square. So 2k square will be what? It will be 4k square upon 2. 4k square upon 2 is equal to q square, okay. Now this 2 will cancel this 4 in 2 times, so it is coming 2k square is equal to q square, okay. 2k square is equal to q square. Now students, we can see that k square is equal to q square upon 2, okay. K square upon 2, k square is equal to q square upon 2. K is what? K is any constant, na? K is any constant which is integer, okay. So here we can see that again, if we divide this number q square by 2, so we are getting any integer type of number, okay. So if we are getting any integer type of number, so here we can say that 2 is factor of q square. So if 2 is factor of q square, 2 is factor of q square. By this step we can get a conclusion that q square, 2 is the factor of q square, and if 2 is the factor of q square, it means that 2 is factor of q also. 2 is factor of q also, okay. As here we have seen that p square divided by 2, then one integer we have got. In the same manner, here we can say that when q square is divided by 2, so one number, that is k, we have got. It means, as we have said here, that 2 is the factor of p square, then 2 is the factor of p also. Here also we can say that 2 is the factor of q square, and 2 is the factor of q also, okay. Now in the beginning of this proof, we have said that p and q can have their HCF as 1, means their highest common factor as 1. But here you can see that we have shown that 2 is the factor of p, also the 2 is factor of q also, okay. So it is the contradiction, basically it is what? It is the contradiction that p and q can have HCF, okay. This is the contradiction that p and q can have HCF as 1 only. So our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is wrong. What assumption we have done there? We have assumed what supposition we have done there, that under root 2 is a rational number. This assumption is wrong. So it means that under root 2 is an irrational number. Okay, so like this we can prove that under root 2 is an irrational number, okay. So now you can pause the video and note it down. Just note it down, then I will explain it once again. So students, try to understand it one more time. The concept is very simple. The concept is what? If we have to show that under root 2 is an irrational number, okay, then what property we can use? We can use the contradiction method, and in that method we suppose that under root 2 is a rational number, so it should follow all the properties of rational number. But if we have suppose that under root 2 is a rational number which can be written in the form of p by q, where p and q means numerator and denominator can have their HCF as 1. This property I have told you in the definition of rational number also. So see, under root 2 we have written in the form of p by q, where q is not equal to 0. Squaring both side. So if we do the square, under root 2 square is there and p square upon q square. Under root 2 square is 2 and p square upon q square is written as such. Okay. After that this q square is shifted. So 2q square is equal to p square. So if we want to find out the value of q square, then it is p square upon 2. Okay. And that step I have written like this, that p square upon 2 is equal to q square. Now here you have to understand that p and q both are integers. Okay. And there is square, if there is square is there, means surely they will be positive. Okay. Now if a positive integer divided by 2 and gives the result an integer, it means that this number 2 is the factor of p square. Okay. If 2 is the factor of p square, it means that it will be the factor of p also. Okay. If 2 is the factor of p square, then we can say that p is the factor of p also. Basically it is the theorem of number system where you can directly say that if a number like if 2 is the square of, as we have said here, that 2 is the factor of p square, then 2 is the factor of p also. Basically this is the theorem, and you will see the proof of this in your higher classes. Okay. Here we have used the property directly. Okay. Only you have to see that if 2 is the factor of p square, then we can directly say that 2 is the factor of p also. So if we have said that p is the factor of 2, okay, 2 is the factor of p. Okay. If we have said that 2 is the factor of p, then we can show this p in the form of 2. But p is not any, means if at the place of p any number is written directly there, so we can show that number in the form of 2. Like as I have told you there also, that if 16 is written, then we can represent it as 2 into 8. Okay, 20 is written, then we can represent it as 2 into 10. But here it is written p. Okay, and p is an integer that we know very well. So if p is an integer, so we can show it in the form of 2 as 2k, where k is any integer. Okay, where k is constant, any integer. Okay, positive integer. So in that manner we can say that p is equal to, let p is equal to 2k. Okay. So at the place of p we can put 2k. So 2k whole square upon 2 is equal to q square. 2k square means 4k square. This 2 will cancel this 4 in 2 times. So basically it is 2k square is equal to q square, and now k square is equal to q square upon 2. So this step is almost like this step. Okay. So if here it was p square upon 2 and we have said that 2 is the factor of p square, in the same manner here it is q square upon 2, so we can say that 2 is the factor of q square. So if 2 is the factor of q square, it means 2 is factor of q also. So if 2 is the factor of q also, so it is what? It is the contradiction. Contradiction means what? That here we have supposed that under root 2 is a rational number. It means it should follow all the property, but here it is failing its main property, that p and q should have HCF as their 1. Okay, so here it is failing, means here it is contradiction. So if it is contradiction, means somewhere we have done wrong. And what wrong we have done? This line, that let under root 2 is a rational number. So our assumption is wrong. Assumption is wrong means under root 2 is an irrational number. Now this was the explanation part. Now students, if you understand this method properly, okay, so if any number is there at the place, suppose you have to show under root 3 as an irrational number, you have to show under root 5 as an irrational number, you have to show under root 7 as an irrational number, you have to show under root 11 as an irrational number. So any number is there, you can do it by this method easily. Suppose I have changed this question. Okay, we have to show under root 5 is an irrational number. So how we will do it? What changes we will do? Firstly, we will let under root 5 is an irrational number, is a rational number. Okay, so it can be written in the form of p by q, where q is not equal to 0. P and q can have their HCF as 1. It is correct. Then what change we have to do? Here we will write under root 5. Okay, that I'm going to change the whole question in for under root 2, proving under root 5 is an irrational number. Okay, so focus on the board. What changes I'm going to do? After that is squaring both sides. So here it is under root 5. Under root 5 square. Under root 5 square will be what? 5. After that this q square will be shifted here. So it is 5q square. And then this 5 will be shifted to p square upon 5. And after that here p square upon 5. So as we have said that 2 is the factor of p square, in that manner we will say that 5 is the factor of p square, and in the same manner we can say that 5 is a factor of p also. Okay, so if 5 is the factor of p, so we can represent p in the form of 5, that p is equal to 5k. Okay, after that we have to put the value of p as 5k. So if we put the value of p as 5k, then it will be 25k square upon 5, which cancel it at 5 times. So now this will be equal to 5k square is equal to q square, and then this 5 will be shifted, so it will be q square upon 5. Okay, so if q square upon 5 is there, it means 5 is the factor of q square, and if 5 is the factor of q square, it means 5 is the factor of q also. Okay, so it is the contradiction that p and q can have their HCF as 1. So our assumption is wrong, and under root 5 is an irrational number. So you can see, students, that at the same format, in the same format, we can show any number of the type under root 5, under root 3, under root 11. Okay, any type of number is there, we can show by this method that that number is an irrational number. Okay, so the choice is yours. The choice is yours whether you are applying the first method or you are applying the second method. Okay, in the first method there are some risk, because if you are going to continue that question, okay, the first method that I have told you till 3 places 1.414. okay, but you have to continue in till 6 or 7 places of decimal. So there is a risk, because after few places the numbers are getting higher. Okay, and in higher number, if you are good in calculation, then it is okay, no problem is there. But if means we can do some mistake also. Okay, in that method there is a risk of doing some mistake also. That is why if you are applying this method, if you understood this method, okay, then it is very better, because in this method, okay, if you understood it properly, each step is related to previous step. Okay, so if you understood it properly, so here are very less chances of doing mistake. Okay, and in the same format there is what, that for under root 2 you will do some different calculation, to prove under root 3 you will do different calculation, to prove under root 11 you will do some different calculation. But here it is what, the format is same. Okay, in the same format you will solve the whole, you can prove any type of number for the rational number. Okay, students, so second question as an example that prove that under root 5 is an irrational number, you can do you will do it in your fair copy for the practice of that method. Okay, pause the video and note it down. So students, in the next part we will see that how we can represent this number under root 2, under root 3, under root 5, okay, like this type of number, how we can represent on number 9. Okay, till then, if you have not seen the previous parts also, just watch part 1, part 2 and this part 3 also. Okay, and then we'll meet in the next part. Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you.